I want to quickly ask you, did you ever have a dream? Big one, small one, ridiculous, stupid, unrealistic, I don't care. Maybe it would be to learn the guitar, or open up your own business, write your own book, learn a new skill, change your career. I don't care. Think of some of these dreams you've had. And also, have you ever felt that sometimes we feel we have been thinking really a lot on it? And we have done quite a lot of things. We have talked about it, discussed about it, talked to our friends, came up with new ideas, shared motivational quotes on Facebook, read books on it. But things do not seem to go anywhere. Quite often. Sometimes it's really frustrating. It sometimes feels as if, are we saying something but doing something else? What's happening? Are we actually lying to ourselves? I think we do that. We do that all the time. We lie to ourselves. And the funny thing about these lies is, they're so common, they're so innocent looking, they're so common, they're so standardized, that you would not see those lies even if they were staring at you right on the face. Today I am here to tell you about those lies. This is going to be anything but a motivational seminar, because my talk might actually slap you on your face and wake you up, because the lies that we tell ourselves. But trust me, at the end of these 15 minutes, you will walk home with some truth about yourself, and possibly that will help. Let's directly jump on to the first lie. I know what I want. Pretty simple. I know what I want. No, it's not that simple. For example, we think this is what I want, right? To be that guy. But no, most often than not, this is what I should want. What I really want is most often this. Correct? And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. But the problem is, you're stuck in a situation where you are trying to search for the Taj Mahal with a map of Paris in your hand. Correct? So no wonder you're going to get stuck. And 2 weeks down the line, when your fingers start paining, you are going to give up saying, man, I suck at guitar. Guitar is not for me. Did you actually realize that you gave up on something that you did not actually want in the first place? Right? But don't worry, it's pretty easy to get out of this lie. The only question you ask is, why do I want to do this? Why do I want to learn the guitar? Is it to attract girls? Absolutely fair enough. Second question, are there other ways to achieve the same purpose? Right? Maybe it can be working on your sense of humor, right? Maybe building on your fitness, right? Working on your personality. That's fine, right? But then find out a way that really gels well with you and go ahead with that, right? Let's come on to the next slide. This is also an outcome of the various shoulds that have been given to us all our lives, right? It's, I just need motivation, right? Entire industries run on this, right? Motivational talks and seminars and CDs, movies, Facebook quotes, all the time, right? If Bill Gates could drop out of university and become a millionaire, so can I. Does it work? It does. It does work. But it works for only what you really want. The reality is, most often than not, we do not really want to do anything, but we want to believe that we can. Do you get it? It's a fact, and it's not that obvious. I do not really care about writing that Android application. That's painful, man. But I want to believe that I can, if I wanted to. Does that make sense? Right? How do you get out of this? If you are happy being at that level, where you feel happy believing that you can, if you wanted to, fair enough. That's also a way of living. But if you want to get beyond that, the question that you can ask yourself is, do I really want to do it? Or do I just want to believe that I can? Right? Do I really want to write that Android app? Or do I just want to believe that I can? Doing that would probably get you out of that lie. Okay, and now we come on to the next one. Entire lives are spent by people living this lie. But I'm trying. This sounds very justified. But then, take a look at this guy. Is he trying really hard? He is. He is, man. He is trying really hard. Right? And do you believe him? Are you convinced that he's trying hard? Yes, we do. And the problem is, many a times, that is enough. to be convinced that I'm trying hard, although I'm really not getting anywhere. Okay, the reality of this situation is, I'm okay if it doesn't work, as long as I can prove that I tried. It's a very self-harming belief. It's okay if it doesn't work, as long as I can prove that I tried. How dare you call me a bad father? Didn't I do blah, 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 blah? What do you mean I don't love you? Didn't I do blah, 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 blah? Right? How do you get out of this lie? This is the question you ask. Do I want to prove I'm trying or actually do something? Do I want to prove that I'm trying or do I want to actually do something? What is the difference between trying and doing? Doing involves inviting the risk of failure. It involves actually going out there and finding out if what you are trying is really working. I have proved in 100 ways that I love somebody, but does he or she feel the same way? I have read 100 books on entrepreneurship, but will I go and apply for that bank loan? I have rehearsed my lines for weeks, but will I actually go and propose to that girl? I have scored 80% in my engineering, but am I a good engineer? That is what will make the difference. And there comes the possibility of failure, and there is no way around it. Which brings us to one of the most popular lies of the 21st century. I have just not found my passion yet. Heard of it? I have heard it many times. Okay, I would have been fine with this lie, except that most of the times when people say this sentence, they look like this guy. I have just not found my passion yet. What in reality it means is, I refuse to work hard unless fun and success are guaranteed. I refuse to work hard unless fun and success are guaranteed. But that's practically impossible, because the possibility of success and fun arises after you have started working hard. Right? So you have a cart before the horse situation, and no wonder you never get anywhere. And then you are just busy telling yourself, I have just not found my passion yet, man. Once I find my passion, I'll be on top of the world. It doesn't work that way. Mind you, I'm not trying to say that passion is not important. Passion is extremely important, but it's overrated. For me, passion is just like finding the right shoe size. Okay, so if you want to climb this big mountain, and if you have the wrong shoe fit, it's painful, it's unnatural, it's not comfortable. Fine, I get it. And if you find the right shoe size, it suddenly seems effortless, natural. You feel whole. But you still got to climb that bloody mountain, right? Hard work is not an option. You still got to go for it. But the thing is, what is the only way to find out the right shoe size? The only way to find out the right shoe size is to go out there and try shoes out. There is no other shortcut. No reading books, no thinking, no ideating, nothing. Go out there and try it. Are you keen about changing your career? Go out in a company and volunteer your work for free. Go to an NGO and volunteer that same work for free. Do you want to make that big next film? At least go out on the weekend and create a 10-minute film and upload it on YouTube. Risk failure, exhibit. The only way is to try. There is no other way. Which brings us to the question, how many things have I actually tried? That is the question you need to ask yourself. And then, the next one. This is one of the most debilitating and powerful lies that we tell ourselves. I really want to, man, but my dash, dash, dash won't let me. You can fill in the blanks. My mom, dad, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, the economy, corruption, society, my relatives, my uncle, my neighboring country, the society, my luck, my destiny, right? You want to do everything. But there are some things that just don't allow you to do it. In reality, what it means is, if I can blame something on the outside, I do not have to take responsibility to do anything about it. I'll repeat that again. If I can blame something that I cannot control, I do not need to take the responsibility to do anything about it. That's very convenient. And that's what we do. For example, I want to be an artist, but my dad won't pay tuition and my mom will be angry. Are these true? Yes, they are true. What is not true is where you see the real problem. The real problem is not in what they are doing. The real problem is in how you are feeling about it. When your dad says he is not going to pay the tuition fees, you feel fear. And when your mom says she is going to be angry, you feel guilt. Fear and guilt, they are your real challenges. And again, they are challenges. But the beautiful thing that you can now see is you are no longer helpless. These things are happening within you. They are in your control. They are not easy, but they are in your control. And as long, let us say, you find out a bank loan and you choose to face that guilt, you are on your way to become an artist. So again, I'm not trying to say that things are easy. What I'm trying to say is you are never helpless. You always have a choice. So the question to ask yourself is, how am I feeling regardless of what other people are doing? And once I figure that out, how do I now move ahead? That's it. And you will be out of this lie. Pretty hard, but you can be out of this lie, not be stuck in a loop. I have to be the best. This sounds pretty inspiring, ambitious. What can possibly be wrong with this, man? Come on. No, I think this is logically impossible. I'll give you an example. Let us imagine you can lift a weight of 70 kilograms right now in the gym. That's your absolute best, not a gram more. And your ambition is to be the best in the world. Okay, now your so-called motivational friend comes along and tells you, you know what, the best heavy lifter in the world right now, when he was your age, he used to lift 90 kg. How does that help you? Can you lift more than 70 kg right now? You cannot. You probably will, but right now you cannot. You cannot do better than your best, even if you think you should, even if your mom and dad tell you that you should. You cannot do better than your best right now. It's impossible. Another example, what if Mahatma Gandhi's father had told him, son, this is the bloody 18th century and I'm sponsoring your education abroad. You better become a world leader. It wouldn't have worked, right? The only thing he could have done is go on trying his best. And then he ended up at some place, some good place, right? So the right question to ask is, am I trying to be the best? Or am I trying to do my best right now? That's the only thing that is real. Nothing else matters. Which brings us to the last and the saddest lie that we tell ourselves. I'm a failure. Now, am I trying to be sweet? Am I trying to end as a motivational speaker? No. I really mean this. This is a lie. I'm a failure is a lie. I choose to label this situation as a failure, and hence I choose to feel sad. That can be real. But I am a failure, that is a lie. I'll give you an example. Imagine that you are giving this All India exam for Air Force, and it's really your childhood dream to make it into the Air Force, and you stand 9th in the entire country. Is that a success? 9th in the entire country, right? Good. But now I'll tell you that there were only 8 slots available. Now you missed it by 1 rank. Is that a success? Is that a failure? Failure? Success? Childhood dream crashed? Failure? Okay, by the way, just a small amount of information, the guy that I'm talking about is none other than APJ Abdul Kalam. His childhood dream was to be an Air Force pilot. And he gave this exam, stood 9th, only 8 slots. Missed his childhood dream. Big failure. What happens then? He goes on, joins the DRDO, becomes India's missile man, and goes on to become India's most legendary president. Grand life success, right? What if he had succeeded in his childhood dream? Then what? Success? Failure? There's no way to say that. Success and failure are really the way you label situations. It depends on who is telling the story, why he's telling the story, when is he telling the story. The only thing that matters is, what will you do now? Because really, we create our story as we go, right? So that is the only thing that matters. So when this can be actually used to your advantage when you're stuck in a situation where you feel like a failure, right? Let us say, for example, Vijayraj gave this test. It really meant a lot to him. It was his childhood dream and he flunked. Now he's feeling pathetic, hopeless. Even his parents say that they had told him not to do it and he still went ahead and do it. Fine. What will Vijayraj do now? Disassociate yourself from the problem, say it as a story, and then say, what will that person do now? It's okay what turn your story takes as long as that story doesn't stop. That's what I'm a failure is about, stopping the story. Don't stop the story, let it go on. It can be slow, it can be fast, but let it go on. That's all that matters. What can I do now? That is the question I was talking about. So now, we have talked about 7 lies. Of course, there are hundreds of others. Now, am I saying that if you look through these lies, success is guaranteed? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am trying to say is, if you can look through these lies, it can filter your should-haves, must-haves, need-to-haves from what you really want. That clarity will then help you focus all your energies together and work towards the dreams that you really want to achieve. And when that happens, do you agree that the probability of success might just increase? Right? That's what I'm trying to say. And the best part is, you can see through these lies right now. The only question is, do you take your dreams seriously enough to actually do it? Thank you.